Am I the reason my adult child is struggling and stuck? If your adult child is struggling, at some point you've probably asked yourself that, right? You've probably asked, is it my fault? Did I cause this? Am I the reason that my adult child is struggling, that they are stuck? So I want to talk to you about this tonight. This is a very important topic because that question, if you don't work through it, it can actually keep you from being able to help your child move forward. Almost every parent I know goes through this, right? Every caring parent I know for sure goes through this, right? They replay the past, they second guess their decisions, and they look back and they wonder, what should I have done differently? And honestly, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be asking that question. So if that is you, first of all, I want you to know you are not alone. But here is what I see happen, right? Parents get stuck in shame. They believe that they have caused their child's struggle. And that's what keeps them from doing what they need to do now because of the fear, right? Parents say things to me like, what if I make it worse? What if I hurt them again? What if I've already messed up too much and it's too late for any repair? So let me speak some truth. There are no perfect parents. And when you start looking back, there are usually things that are going to come up. I mean, maybe you feel like you enabled too much. You protected them, you stepped in, you made it too easy, and now they don't know how to handle things on their own. Or maybe it was the opposite, right? You pushed hard. You had high expectations, and now that you feel like maybe it was too much and they weren't able to handle it. Or maybe deep down, you knew something wasn't right and you were just hoping that it would work itself out, but it didn't, right? If you've been a part of this group, you know I teach the importance of connection and relationship with your child. It's really important to the process of change. But there's one particular moment that I see where parents get really stuck. See, when parents become motivated to truly help their adult child, they want to help them become unstuck and they jump back in there. They start to learn how to connect better, how to understand their child. And then all of a sudden, they become aware of things that they didn't see before. And that awareness, it turns into like, I should have known. I should have done something sooner. I wish I would have handled this differently. And that's where the shame kicks in, right? And then parents freeze. They stop taking action because they're afraid of doing more damage. They'll hold back on their conversations. They avoid setting limits. They overcompensate. They feel like they need to make up for emotional damage. And then they go too soft. They make it too easy, right? They're soft when they need to hold firm. So basically, what happens is they stop parenting from clarity and they start reacting out of their guilt and shame. Oh, let me give you a really important truth here. Yes, your child's past had an impact. And yes, your parenting also had an influence, but that's not the whole story. There are many other factors: personality, anxiety, environment, choices, other things that were out of your control. You are a part of your child's story, but you are not the whole story, especially as adults, right? As adult children. And this is where we have to find the balance because sometimes things did happen in their past and things they didn't choose, things that affected them. Those things matter. But now they're an adult. And at some point, they have to take ownership of what they do next. If we remove all responsibility from them, we also remove their ability to grow. Right? I give this message to young adults all the time. I talked with a few of them this week, right? And I was talking about the fact, like, yes, what happened to you and what didn't happen for you, those things matter. But now you're an adult, right? And you've got to step forward. You've got to step into that place. And that balance is very important for parents to see, that they don't hold all of the responsibility anymore. Right. So if you're going to truly support your adult child, this is something that you have to work through. You have to come to a place where you say, the past happened, I can learn from it, but I'm not going to stay stuck in it. I can show up differently now. And part of that means allowing your adult child to be an adult. They are responsible for figuring things out as well, right? And that doesn't mean you don't care. That doesn't mean you're not um, loving and there for them. It means that you're not going to carry everything for them. You're not going to assume all the responsibility falls on you. That's an important balance. Right? So if you've been sitting with that question, is this my fault? I want you to hear this. You are not alone in that. And you don't have to stay stuck there. So no matter what has happened in the past with your child, you can still make changes in how you show up for them, how you support them, how you connect with them. And that's where real change starts. So I know this is a very sensitive topic, and I really try to balance it, but I know it's a very real thing, right? And I see that. That's why I bring it up. I see it in the process, and this is a process, people. When you are helping your adult child, and you're getting back in the game, and you understand better what your role is and what you need to do. This is a real part of the process. Is that awareness that brings that, man, now I realize what I should have done better. Now I realize where I screwed up. Now I realize how much that situation was really at play and I was minimizing it, or whatever it is, right? Every parent is going to have those moments of connection to a mistake or something they wish they could have done better. I don't want you to get stuck. Excuse me. I don't want you to get stuck and feel hopeless and powerless and sit in that shame. I want you to be able to move forward and know that what you do from this point forward, it matters. It makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to get to some questions because I had several questions about this recently, and yeah, I wanted to address a few things. One of the questions was, someone said, but what if I really did cause this? Right? So that's a parent who they are painfully aware of their mistake. And, when I hear a question like that, I hear it a little differently. I hear someone saying, are you just trying to make me feel better? Or do I actually have some responsibility here? So let me be clear. I am not absolving anyone of their past as a parent, right? If anything, I want to be more real. When damage is done, when hurt has happened, when mistakes have been made, when things have been neglected, we need to own up to it. And that's actually part of the process. I don't want you to be weighed down by the shame of it, right? I don't want the shame to hold you back from doing the right thing. So I have a lot of parents and young adults where I help them have conversations of repair, right? It's these moments where they come together and they're really talking, even talking about the past. It's not an argument. It's not about blame. It's about understanding. And there's times where parents, they need to say, I didn't know how much you were struggling. I wish I would have known. I would have done things differently. I wish I would have taken a different approach. I wish I would have listened to you, right? But we don't stay there. We acknowledge it. We talk about it. And it's another point of connection, right? So yes, you've made mistakes. Every parent's making mistakes. It's that point that you can come together with your adult child and we can talk about it. We can connect, and we can connect with how that moment, that decision, that time impacted you as a child or a teenager or whatever. And it's almost impossible to have that kind of conversation when you're in shame, right? And that's why I'm addressing this, because you're not alone, and uh, you need to focus on how you're showing up for your kid now. Okay. There was another question I wanted to address. It's kind of a common one, and people say, how do I stop feeling this guilt? I know it's not helping, but I can't let go. So that's really not guilt, right? That's shame. Guilt is a corrective emotional experience, right? We feel guilty, we know we messed up, we make it right. Shame is the kind of thing that we can't let go of, right? Because we're not focused on the right thing, right? Shame is this underlying belief system that is based in fear. Fear that I am a bad parent, maybe the worst parent, fear that I'm a fraud, fear that you have ruined everything in your child's life and the situation is hopeless because of you. It's that kind of fear. And that will dominate, that will rob you of your ability to connect with your kid. So I encourage you to turn that fear into showing up for your child the best way that you know you can do, right? The thing that you know, maybe the way that you weren't there for them in the past, you're going to be there for them now. The way that you didn't connect before, you're going to connect now. Focus on your connection with them now. Show up for them in the way you know is true to you and how you want the relationship to be. And why do I say that? Right? If you show up for them, you will be in a place, you'll be moving into a place and believing that you can change, right? As a parent, you can make changes in the way you approach them and connect with them. And then that creates hope. You believe there's hope for you, for your child, for their situation, and most importantly, the relationship, right? When you push into that connection, you're going to have to work through that shame, which is why you're most likely holding on to that feeling, right? That guilt, but it's really the shame of it.